hockey friends and families around the world, and welcome to another episode of the Wraparound Roundtable, our holiday special. You know what we're doing. We're giving out a big prize. We're giving out some smaller prizes. We're going to introduce you to some of the big influential people in the game all at once. You already know what the weekly prize is. It's a puck around and a green biscuit, hockey's newest best friends. Head over to hockeywraparound.com at any time during the episode to enter in. And remember, when you enter in for this week, you're also entered into our gigantic, mega awesome grand prize, which includes thousands of dollars of hockey stuff. I can't announce all of them on the air. It would take too long. Go to hockeywraparound.com or check out our social media. You'll see pictures of it everywhere. Whoever wins that thing is going to be really happy. So, again, that's all at hockeywraparound.com. Look for the round table button. But let's get to today's guest. He is the purple goalie. He's the goalie that's ready 6 hours before the game, waiting to go, a.k.a. RSpike20, a Tampa-based content creator who jumped into hockey just 3 years ago and started sharing his journey online soon after. So whether it's from Rec League to his viral saves, he's been bringing personality and passion to the crease, which is something we love to see. There's no shortage of that in the crease, but online it's nice to see. We're very fired to have him up on the roundtable. Bud, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here today.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's our pleasure, dude. I got to say off the bat, for those of you listening, if you're not following him, do it, because you're making some of the funniest goalie stuff that I've seen in a long time. And I'll touch on the personality stuff right away. There's just something fun about what you're doing, right? And I'd like to know where or when was that spark moment of, you know what, I think I want to start doing this and recording this and having some fun with this.
So, yeah, as you know, 3 years ago, I started playing hockey. I've played all kinds of sports growing up, but hockey just was, as you know, expensive. So
a little bit, yeah.
As soon as I got a taste of that adult money, I was like, you know what? Hockey sounds really fun right now. So I decided to get into it, try it out. And of course, that's around when Tampa Bay Lightning were doing really, really well.
Yeah.
And we won back to back. But it was around there I started getting into it. And and then in a year doing hockey, I decided to make content and figured, you know what? I have that personality. I think I can get into it. So let's go ahead and try.
Well, you're not just thinking about it. You are doing it. I was going to say, if you wanted to save money, you picked the wrong position.
No, yeah.
But and I said it before, the purple goalie. So for those of you listening now, whenever you're scrolling your screen at night and you see a purple goalie, now you know where that's coming from. Most of you have seen him. You probably just don't realize it. But where did the purple goalie side come from? Was that just your favorite color? Did you just happen to be in plum the first time you recorded? How did that originate?
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I like the color and I figured, you know, I got to be unique. So let me just go ahead, pick my favorite color and I'll take that, make it my niche and just say, I'm the purple goalie. So I can go from there.
Well, you did it, man. Sometimes it's simple like that. And, with your content, right, a lot of times we just see it, right? But we don't get to hear from the people behind the scenes. Like, what is your hope? What is your goal for that content? I know it's for you having fun. But for when people view it, I mean, I know you want them to have fun too, but like, what is the message that you're hoping to spread?
Obviously, for any creator, it's to help the community play hockey and just spread the love of the sport. But for me personally, because I never played hockey as a kid, so I started in Rec League, so it's nothing major or anything like that. So I always my goal is to climb up to the highest possible for beer league. And just have fun with it, like you said, and go from there.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. Like, and I appreciate where you're coming from because the hockey community is a pretty tight-knit one. But I will tell you, as someone involved in the game my whole life, I don't care when you started. If you started and you jumped in, especially in net, that takes a lot of guts. All right, I probably more at adult level than it does at the kid level, right? So
yeah,
so you're a warrior too, man. You're right there with us. Like I said, NHL, beer league, it doesn't matter here, right? You're attempting to play the greatest sport on earth, and I think that's the coolest thing ever, right? Another thing we talk about with creators is that, again, the viewers get to see the surface, but they don't get to see the back end. And we all get DMs, we all get messages, and some of the stories or some of the messages can be really uplifting for us, but also really inspiring, right? I know for a fact with my own stuff, I get that I really needed to hear this today, or you really made my day. Or sometimes we get just really good discussions that we don't always agree on things, right?
Right.
I'm curious about, you don't have to be specific, obviously, but, the DMs that you get and the messages that you get and what people are telling you about the stuff that you're doing.
It's honestly anytime I get a message like that, it's heartwarming. I love it. The love, especially locally. I get a lot of love locally. People when I walk in the rink and they see me on Dead Ice Time making a skit or something like that, and when they come up and say, "Oh my God, it's the purple," it's the best feeling, and I gotta just show the love back, and it's just great.
So building on that, right? You've gotten a good taste of the hockey community over the last few years.
Mhm.
What's your favorite thing about the hockey community? Or let me rephrase that, right? If you could tell somebody maybe not in the community about the hockey community, what would you tell them? How would you describe it?
Oof, that's honestly what's great about the hockey community is that everybody just the love for the sport. Everybody has the same amount of love for the sport. So
Right.
once when you come on in, even if you're new to it, you learn pretty quickly the people around you and how much they love the sport and how much they actually care for it.
Right. I think that's a really good answer, man. It's so true. I've said it on multiple episodes of this show that hockey's not something you do, it's something you are. Right. And I do think that that's a really important statement for people because, like, if you're in the game, you kind of get that right away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's exciting. So let me ask you this too, right? You said your passion for the game or playing of the game started during the Lightning. Did you love this game when you were a kid? You mentioned before you couldn't do it. So tell me about like 10-year-old you and what 10-year-old you would think of you now.
10-year-old me wouldn't believe it. But honestly, I've been watching the Lightning for a while. Even I'd say I was really watching the Lightning when Ben Bishop was in net. So that was when Vasi was the backup.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even prime Vasi or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. And my dad would just take me to the Lightning games and we'd sneak into the 100 section once in a while and for the practice rinks. And then we'd have to leave because we didn't have 100 section tickets. But but it was just, I always loved hockey. It's such a fun sport. And watching it now and watching the pros do it, it's crazy how much respect I have for him now, especially playing. And before I played, I'm like, that looks pretty easy.
Right.
Not at that level.
No, I always joke. You're going as fast as you're sprinting with knives on your feet.
Oh yeah.
And then in your case, people are shooting pieces of vulcanized rubber right at you and your face. Here's a cool one too. You've been playing the position for a few years. As an adult, right? What's something about goaltending that you've realized no one knows or that you wish more people knew? Aside from it's not just stop the puck. That is the primary goal, but that's not the position primarily, right? There's a lot of stuff. So tell me and tell the audience, what's some things about goaltending that you found out having just started as an adult that you wish everyone knew about?
Stretching is important. It takes a toll on your hips for sure. It's I know a lot of beer leaguers that don't do these things and they always get hurt. But I'm always there to stretch before and after. Make sure you stretch after.
Right.
But it takes a toll on your legs for sure.
Yeah. I believe that, right? That's the reason I'm not jumping into it in my 40s right now, because I think I might be in a hospital. Again, let's talk about your content for a minute. So the one that sticks out to me, I know you've had some viral clips, but there's that clip going around of, a player shows up an hour before the game and the music changes to this energetic music and it's, the goalie's already fully dressed. Mm-hmm. When you think of ideas for your content, right? Does it just spark? Do you write it down? Like, what's your process of, okay, that's a good idea, I want to create that? And again, another viral clip you have is this little dance move you make. It's been, there's some really funny stuff there if you're a hockey fan. But like, what's your process? How do you bring stuff from the mind to the fruition?
Well, that was actually my buddy Andrew's idea for the getting there early. Yeah, he just said that like this is a good idea, let's do it, and we collabed on it. He's in my C League team, so I just joined that team this season. And but for the viral spin one, sometimes I didn't originally plan that idea, but I just kind of worked into it and figured like, you know what, this audio works perfectly, spinning around and then doing that in front of my girlfriend. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. So let's see how it goes. And then I did not expect that at all.
No, you did it. And one thing we also talk about on the show is you just never know what's going to go viral. We talk about you could put hours into an amazing clip, nothing happens. And then again, you just spin around the ice, put your head back and suddenly you're out there. But No, I love the spur of the moment stuff. And by the way, if you're listening to this and you have no idea what we're talking about, just go check out RSpike20 on Instagram. You'll see it's right at the top of his videos. It makes a lot of great stuff. And you mic yourself up a lot, right?
Oh, all the time,
Right.
all the time.
So how do you play with that? I mean, when you're in the game, obviously you're keenly aware that you're mic'd up. So how do you compartmentalize that?
As a goalie, I feel like it's easier to talk to yourself, honestly, because I feel like sometimes I'm just a spectator.
Doing that anyway.
So yeah, most of the time it's just I would talk to myself to focus and stuff like that. And then that's when I kind of realized, like, you know what, making content while mic'd up, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
And but most of my games on YouTube, I am mainly just focused. Sometimes I forget, like, oh, that's right, I'm being recorded. But it's I always forget now and then. But it comes back, and I'm like, let's make something out of this.
Right. Yeah. And the stuff that you say you don't want to say just doesn't make the final edit, which is
exactly
right. Here's another one for you, buddy. So a lot of the kids that listen to this show, and this is a common theme across the Wraparound Roundtable episodes. You know, when you ask kids what do they want to be when they grow up, you get NHL player a lot, but you also get YouTuber, creator, influencer. Yeah. You know, and what we've been diving into on this show is that to be a great creator, right, you can't be just focused on views. You can't just be focused on how many followers you have. It's a craft, and you've got to be in love with the craft. And everyone we've interviewed, you know, humble beginnings. Right now, I just wanted to have fun and started recording. Can you maybe talk to the kids on this episode that are listening about, you know, that maybe that's their goal, about what it takes or how you approach it on the day-to-day? Because everyone who does this successfully loves the process, right? Loves the grind. It's not just about the virality or about the, you know, my name is known by 1 million people. That's fun, great stuff.
Right.
All right. But that's not why you do it. You want to comment on that?
Yeah. So honestly, I know people know what's popular nowadays is making characters, but it's also got to be something you enjoy, something that you're not forced to do, something that will make you want to do it all the time and have fun doing it. Like, for example, in my past, before I really became the purple goalie, I was making reels at Lakeland Ice about having a bunch of content creators wanting to do a goalie game. Right. And as time went on, 2 goalies who are also 2 creators, they decided they want to help me make that into a real thing. So that's where we had the Texas goalie creator game, and that was such a blast. But anything can happen from anything, so just be yourself and go with the flow.
No, I love that. And again, I have to tell the audience, if you haven't seen this goalie game, I mean, just look it up online. It's everywhere. But we were, you know, a friend of mine asked, I'll tell you a joke. A friend of mine, this is how well seen this was. A friend of mine from my team had said, "What do you do? How do you coach this?" Because, you know, I've done a little goalie coaching. I said, "Well, you know, you let them play, and then the loony bin is outside for afterwards, and you just all put them inside the truck." And no, I love goaltenders. My son's a goaltender. I mentioned that to you. I just think the creativity, man, that you're doing in your content is pretty insane, and I love that you're doing it.
Oh, thank you. It means a lot, seriously.
All right. This is a giveaway show, so we do have to get back to that. As I said in the beginning of the show, hockeywraparound.com, look for the roundtable button. Enter in now. If you're still hearing this, again, green biscuit and a puck around at your disposal. But RSpike's going to give us a multiplier. I'm going to give you the options, my friend. You pick whatever you want, and we will throw it on top of this week's giveaway. Okay, so the additional items are a hockey wraparound, a goalie wraparound, another puck around, blade shade sunglasses, or a bag deodorizer for you stinky kids out there. I always talk about that every episode. What do you want to throw on the top here?
Oh,
whatever
honestly,
you want, no pressure.
Let's go with the first option, the wraparound, the puck wraparound. I think that'll it's a big boost right now. So I think that'll be the biggest thing to go for.
Well, someone's going to be very happy with that, because you'll get the pucks and you'll get a blade protector. You can kind of do whatever you want. And like that's the whole purpose of the show, my friends at home and you. Let's have some fun with hockey. Let's give the gift of hockey. But brother, you've done a great job. I wish you the best on your journey as you continue to rise in the ranks. We will all be on the lookout for the purple goalie. Right?
Thank you very much.
I know our audience is going to know who you are now. So thanks so much for being here today, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was a blast.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for this edition of the Wraparound Roundtable. Remember, hockeywraparound.com right now. Make sure you go to that roundtable button and follow our friend here, RSpike20. All right, all you got to do is go on Instagram. He's there. Purple Goalie. Search that. You'll find him.
Purple Goalie.
Do it. Purple Goalie. Easy. All right, gang. We'll see you on the next episode. Have a great day. Have a great hockey, and we'll see you soon.